12 major triggers that push husbands to leave their wives. Marriage is often seen as a lifelong commitment, a partnership where two individuals support each other through thick and thin. Yet, the reality is that relationships require constant effort, communication, and mutual respect to thrive. Sadly, many men leave their marriages feeling unheard, disrespected, or unfulfilled. While some separations seem sudden, the truth is that underlying issues often linger for years before they culminate in divorce. Here are 12 key reasons why a husband might decide to leave his wife, along with insights on how to address these problems before they escalate. 1. Things have been one-sided for far too long. Marriage is meant to be a partnership, not a one-sided arrangement. Many men report feeling like they're giving far more than they receive, whether it's emotional support, financial contributions, or household responsibilities. Imagine a husband who works long hours, helps with chores, and takes care of the kids, only to find that his efforts are taken for granted. Over time, resentment builds. He starts to feel like an unpaid service provider, a taxi driver, a financial backer, or an emotional crutch. If a wife consistently prioritizes her needs without reciprocating his efforts, the imbalance can lead to emotional exhaustion. When one partner feels perpetually unappreciated, the relationship's foundation begins to crack. 2. She abuses him. Abuse is a serious issue that destroys relationships, and it's not limited to one gender. While society often focuses on husbands mistreating their wives, the reverse can also happen. A wife who constantly belittles, insults, or physically harms her husband creates an environment of fear and unhappiness. Verbal abuse, such as calling him names or undermining his confidence, can be just as damaging as physical abuse. When home becomes a place of hostility rather than comfort, a man may decide to leave in search of peace. Remember, abuse is never acceptable, regardless of who the perpetrator is. 3. She misrepresented herself. Marriage often starts with the honeymoon phase, where both partners put their best selves forward. However, some people use this period to misrepresent who they truly are. A man might fall in love with a woman who seems kind, supportive, and loving, only to discover later that she's manipulative, self-centered, or even narcissistic. This bait-and-switch can be devastating. If a wife's true personality is vastly different from how she presented herself before marriage, her husband may feel deceived. Trust, once broken, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. 4. She uses him. In some marriages, a husband may feel like he's being taken advantage of. For instance, a wife might pursue her personal dreams, such as starting a business, attending classes, or engaging in expensive hobbies, while expecting him to shoulder all the financial and emotional burdens. These pursuits aren't inherently wrong, but when they come at the expense of the marriage's overall health, they can cause serious issues. A man who feels like a tool for someone else's ambitions may eventually decide to step away. 5. She's the princess in her own story. A healthy marriage requires both partners to feel valued and included. However, some wives treat their husbands as mere supporting characters in their own lives. These wives may demand constant attention, gifts, or sacrifices while offering little in return. For example, she might insist on lavish vacations, expensive purchases, or major life changes without considering his needs or opinions. Over time, this dynamic makes the husband feel like an accessory rather than an equal partner. 6. He feels he's shouldering all the burdens. Marriage is about sharing life's ups and downs. But if a husband feels like he's carrying all the weight, whether it's financial, emotional, or logistical, he'll eventually burn out. Consider a scenario where a wife refuses to contribute to household expenses or leaves all parenting duties to her husband. While he may tolerate this imbalance for a while, prolonged stress and exhaustion will erode his love and commitment. 7. Loss of intimacy. Physical intimacy isn't just about sex. It's about connection, closeness, and affection. When intimacy disappears from a marriage, it's often a sign of deeper issues. A wife who consistently rejects her husband's advances or shows little interest in physical affection may inadvertently push him away. This lack of connection can make him feel unwanted or unloved, leading to frustration and resentment. While intimacy isn't the sole component of a marriage, it's a critical element that binds couples together. 8. He feels like he can't do anything right. Nobody likes feeling inadequate, especially in their own home. If a wife constantly criticizes her husband, whether it's about his career, parenting style, or personal habits, he may start to feel like he's walking on eggshells. Over time, this constant negativity takes a toll. A man who feels like a perpetual failure in his wife's eyes may seek validation and happiness elsewhere, leading to the eventual breakdown of the marriage. 9. She constantly disrespects him. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. When a wife disrespects her husband, whether by mocking him in public, dismissing his feelings, or ignoring his boundaries, it creates a toxic dynamic. Disrespect can take many forms. For instance, a wife might make jokes at his expense in front of friends or dismiss his opinions during important decisions. These actions chip away at the trust and love that hold a marriage together. 10. She cheats on him. Infidelity is one of the most common reasons marriages fail. While some couples manage to rebuild their relationship after an affair, the betrayal often leaves lasting scars. If a wife cheats, her husband may struggle to trust her again. Even worse, repeated infidelity signals a lack of commitment to the marriage, making reconciliation nearly impossible. 11. There's no communication between them. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. Without it, misunderstandings fester, and emotional distance grows. A couple that doesn't talk, whether about daily life, shared goals, or personal feelings, will eventually drift apart. Rekindling communication can be as simple as sharing meals together or discussing mutual interests. However, if both partners stop making an effort, the marriage will likely deteriorate. 12. Familiarity breeds contempt or disinterest. Over time, the excitement of a new relationship can fade into routine. While some couples find comfort in this stability, others grow bored or disinterested. In some cases, familiarity can even breed contempt. Small annoyances that once seemed trivial may become significant sources of frustration. Without effort to keep the relationship fresh and exciting, one or both partners may lose interest in the marriage. What can be done? If you recognize any of these triggers in your relationship, take action immediately. Open communication is key. Sit down with your partner and discuss your concerns honestly. Consider seeking professional help, such as couples therapy, to address underlying issues. Marriage requires effort, patience, and understanding from both partners. By addressing these problems head-on, you can create a stronger, healthier relationship that stands the test of time. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.